Hi everyone. This is a question that was on an Instagram post I put out. Hi Claire. Say we get rejected. Is it the belief that they shouldn't have rejected us that causes the suffering, or is there more to it? Yeah, well, rejection I think is like the greatest gift in the world. It doesn't feel like it, but it really is. There's so much that's going on in rejection. It's something that Rohini Ross and I are going to look at on Wednesday in our relationship mini living room retreat. Um, if we think about the mind, the and a continuum of lived experience of what we are and of what reality is from an identified mind, which means a mind that is um, identified with a separate doer, so a separate me. This is what I am. I'm a separate me controlling this behavior. I'm in an independently, objectively real reality, and my job in life is to secure that separate me, to find a way that I have the right experiences, the right emotion, that people think the right things about me, that I'm successful and respected and loved, and then I'll be fine. And that's an identified mind, a mind that is believing everything that comes up about me, about reality, about him, her, it, them, looks real and is believed. That's an identified mind. And that identification, all of those beliefs, all of the meaning, all of the sort of the subconscious layers that the layers of conditioning that give rise to that lived sense of what I am and of what the world is, isn't questioned at all. And yet the whole experience of being is a product of a subconscious learned setup that no separate I had anything to do with. In fact, the separate I idea is the product of that subconscious learned foundation. So that's the identified mind. And then there's a continuum all the way through to a free mind, a sane mind, an enlightened mind, a mind that is living, experiencing truth. And that is a mind really that has settled back into its ultimate truth of presence, witnessing. So the mind isn't there isn't any sense of the personal in that. There's been a realization there is no separate entity controlling what's believed, controlling what's thought, controlling experience. There's just presence to everything that arises. And everything that arises contains information that a body mind will respond to, will learn from. There's no person doing it. So this continuum goes from intensely personal. Ultimately, everything is about me and my sort of this mind's fight for security, stability, through to nothing is personal. There is no individual person operating any of this. There's just information that is subconsciously processed and responded to. So where rejection plays out and what rejection means totally depends on where on that continuum the mind is. And what's interesting is that it will vary from person to person, of course, but also even within the same body mind, the same organism, event to event. type of rejection to type of rejection. It might be that one a rejection in work. You know, say there's a salesperson who is so, like, part of their job is rejection. It's daily. Yeah, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, thank you. None of it is personal. None of it's taken personally. It's just information, and because it's information, there's ongoing dialogue. There's open space. There's nothing's closed down. There's no defensiveness, nothing to protect. It's just conversation, interaction, information going on. But for that same person, even the slightest hint of rejection, of annoyance, of withdrawal from say their partner might be devastating, because of the way a romantic relationship relates to the ego for that individual. And when I'm saying individual and person, what I'm really meaning is a body mind that is conditioned. So it might be that has intense significance in terms of what I think I am, what my future's going to be, where I'm vulnerable, where I'm feeling unloved. Totally different from work. And so rejection is either information, neutral information, and when it's not taken personally, there's a receptiveness to that information that means it can come in and potentially change behavior, change ways of relating, ways of being. But when it's taken personally, a rejection is really, it's not even just a rejection of me, it's a rejection of all the elements, the future that was imagined as a result of this continuing, whether it's a job or a relationship or a social invitation, anything. There's an imagined future in which the me was imagined to be happy, secure, successful, and that's gone. There's a rejection of the past, the story of what I am. The rejection itself might contain in it elements that confirm all my worst beliefs about myself. And so because it's coming in, and it's like a death, really, it's deeply confronting to the most fragile aspect of existence, of believed sense of what I am. It completely disrupts. And so it might well be that it brings about behaviors of protection and defense, withdrawal, anger, conflict. There's a need for the ego to restabilize itself. So it might either withdraw completely, flight, or go into fight to try and make out why I'm so much better than you are. How dare you? Or talking about the rejection with my friend, who do they think they are? This attempt to restabilize the identity with in the aftermath of the rejection is really revealing of what has been made, what has been exposed really within it. So there can be loads going on in a rejection, and all of it is information about the subconscious foundation of the believed idea of what we are. And it really, we could see the whole purpose of life as revealing it, healing it, allowing it to be integrated, understood, so that with each interaction there's more accountability, there's more openness. There's more dialogue, more conversation. There's less protection, less defense, and that's a falling away of this fragile identity that cannot bear to be rejected in any form, because its struggle is to try to stabilize itself. So yeah, so so it's not really just that they shouldn't have rejected us, and in fact, from that fragile identity, all that the rejection is doing really is reflecting the same beliefs, because it is a projection really. The rejection itself, the way it's experienced, is a creation of the inner conditioning. So it's just a mirror back of the fear, of the insecurity, of the need, of the shame, and so like deep down, it feels absolutely right that we would be rejected. It sort of fits the whole belief system. It's more confirmation of that, a re-traumatization of that. But when it's seen from the other way around, that the reaction is revelatory of something being believed that isn't true, now there's freedom, now there's space to look at these things, now there's sanity. So yeah, we're going to talk about this a lot on Wednesday afternoon with Rohini Ross. So much looking forward to that, and yeah, so much love to you. Bye.